When unloading on Camber, the angle could make it difficult to release the stretcher using the small third red button on the stretcher. If you have difficulty, use one of the manual release handles. The angle of the camber may make it more difficult for the release mechanism to release the stretcher from the power load system. If this is the case, lifting either of the red manual stretcher release handles on top of the trolley will release the stretcher from the trolley. When unloading on an angle, check that the head end wheels are locked in the steer lock position to keep the stretcher from drifting downhill once released. For safety, it is recommended the Power Pro stretcher be loaded with the steer lock system engaged. You can check this when the stretcher is elevated and the steer lock system can be engaged prior to lowering the stretcher. When the ambulance is parked on an angle or camber, it is important to pay special attention to the red power load lifting arms. These are designed to raise between two X-frame tubes and lift from a structure under the stretcher. When parked on a camber, the lifting arms could become misaligned and not lift squarely between the X-frame tubes. This will depend on the severity of the camber, the patient's weight, and the angle of approach used with the stretcher. Whenever you are initiating the loading process, it is important to approach power load with the stretcher squarely. If you have been able to lock in one side of the stretcher but have to make a significant adjustment left or right to lock in the other side, the alignment of the loading arms may not be in the correct position. The third red button can be pressed to release the stretcher and reapproach more squarely if required. This can be quickly checked by manually lifting the power load's lifting arms slightly to verify that they will lift in the correct position. If their path will interfere with the frame of the stretcher, adjust the angle of the stretcher to the vehicle, or release the stretcher and reapproach, or consider repositioning of the vehicle.